Hi, I'm Ava St. Clair, and in these challenging times, I'm here to share what's next. About 2 years ago, I owned a web development firm, and one of the top questions that clients used to ask all the time was, what's next in tech? Where are we going from here? And one of the main answers I always had was your soul. And part of the reason why I actually started the organization was to help people to understand that each of us as individuals are writing a story, we're creating a narrative, and we're driving that narrative in ourselves, in our own lives, in our families, in our communities. And then we're taking that same narrative that we're driving and we're using social media, the digital sphere, whatever that might be, YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And that's driving a certain conversation. And the collective mean, or the average of the energy of all of those stories, is where we're taking each other, is where we're going. All of these stories and these narratives that have been blooming over time have caused different groups to pit themselves against each other. And we haven't acknowledged the fact that we all need each other, that each one of us holds a specific and real nugget of truth that the other person can use for us to collectively drive humanity forward. And so we have to, as individuals, ask ourselves, is this where I want to go? Is this where I want to take myself? Is this where I want to take my community and my global community at large? And if it's not, then we need to look at and reflect upon why we're doing what we're doing, or why we're thinking what we're thinking, why we're believing what we're believing. Make the adjustments from the inside, and then realign it for something that we actually want and move in that direction. We sort of neglect each other. We'll use our children to neglect our lovers. We'll use our lovers to abandon our dreams. And underneath all of that, what we're really looking forward to is a place where we can feel good, feel sovereign, feel stable, and feel whole. And without acknowledging that pain and without acknowledging that suffering, we'll continue to ignore what we really need to get to, the truth of who we are, the truth of who we are as a society, and how we treat each other. And it's just about being vulnerable enough, being brave enough, and having the courage to really deal with your inner self, to really deal with the truth of what you believe. Ask yourself if your belief aligns with where you want to go. And if it doesn't, to put things back in alignment and be brave enough and courageous enough to drive the positive things forward rather than things that are driving you. It's really important for each one of us as individuals to take ourselves more seriously. If we're not taking ourselves more seriously, we're taking things from the outside in. And so we're looking at things on the outside to give us direction, to give us guidance, to tell us how to do and what to do next. We've so often been taught that there's a pinnacle or a climax or a superior kind of job to do, or a career or a role to play, and there isn't. It's everything that everybody's doing is so important all the time. And even if you're doing hair or you're doing nails, if you're the barber down the street, if you are a coach, if you're a therapist, whatever you're doing, look at the value that that's bringing to somebody's life and appreciate it for yourself. Don't wait for someone else to tell you that what you're doing is good. Don't wait for someone else to tell you that what you're doing is great or that you're a great person. It's to look at your craft, what you have to offer, how you serve other people as valuable, and take whatever precautions you need to take to protect yourself, to nurture yourself, to care for yourself as you're delivering the value and the service of that craft. And I think that if we all start looking at ourselves in that way and start taking ourselves seriously and start valuing who we are and what we have to offer, then much of the external pressure that we feel to pit ourselves against each other will go away. It won't even be necessary anymore. Choose what you want to do according to what your heart and soul is calling for, because what your heart and soul is calling for is what the world needs you to do. Rather than saying, oh, I'm just this, I'm just a crafter, I'm just a mom, I'm just a dad. No, you're a lot of things that are so important to who we are as a society and to where we're going to go, to where we're trying to go. My ultimate call to action is to do your work. And what it means to do your work, your emotional work, your spiritual work, is to find the places in yourself, ask yourself the questions that you don't want to ask yourself. The little things in the back of your head, the little niggling worries and concerns, go there, talk to yourself about it, journal about it, talk to friends about it, go to the places you don't want to go. Because ultimately, that's how you take care of yourself. That's how you will value yourself. That's how you will understand your craft, and the way that it serves people in a valuable way is being willing to tell yourself the truth, whatever that truth might be. And that's my message for today.